We all know that Ilia Topuria has some of the best boxing in the UFC, but have you seen him do his pad work? The way he slips is so odd. I've never seen anybody do it the way he does. Today we're going to chat about it. Is it detrimental or is it beneficial? First off, everybody, I want to give a shout out to X Marshall for being a sponsor of this channel. You can save 15% on all purchases with my promo code Varga15. There's a link down below there. And Genesis is my brand new Strike Ready course for all those beginners out there who are looking to start their striking journey or increase their striking skills. You can grab that for just $49.99. Link also down below. Now, Ilia Topuria. I am a massive fan of him. One of the main reasons is his striking technique is so phenomenal, so crisp, nothing fancy, sticks to the basics, does everything textbook. I absolutely love that. Now, when we watch him do pad work, something very interesting, and that comes down to him slipping. So let's say, for instance, I was going to throw jab cross, slip cross. It would look something like this in pad work. 1, 2, to there. Topuria does something more like this. He hardly moves his head. And the reason he can get away with that is because his pad holder does not swing around ear level. His pad holder swings right up at the top of the head. Sometimes even completely misses. So Topuria doesn't have to actually do anything. Now I want to speculate before we look at his boxing skills in terms of offense, I want to speculate why they do this. Because we do sometimes see him do some noodle work, some defensive stuff where he's like slipping, blocking, slipping, very similar to the way Canelo Alvarez does it. But during his open pad work, he hardly slips at all. I'm guessing the reason is it's just about seeing the technique. I'm thinking that would be it. I would tell somebody if I saw them doing that as a beginner, I would go, no, that's wrong. I want you to execute like you're actually going to slip, not just pretending you see the shot and doing a small motion. So I would be very curious to sit down with him and talk. Why do you guys do pads like this? Why do you not execute a full slip? But whatever he's doing is absolutely working because in the fights, his head movement is pretty stellar and he's good at evasion. It's just so odd to me to train different than you're actually going to fight. And somebody we saw do this years ago was Floyd Mayweather. Right? When you see him do pads, he wouldn't be like this and stretching his shots. He would be going these tiny little things. And his pad holder would almost be doing more than him, would actually absolutely be doing more than him. And somehow that translated into great fighting skills. So this is one of those instances where I'd say, don't necessarily watch Topuria hit pads and go, I'm going to do it exactly like him, but I'm intrigued the reason that he is actually doing it like this. Now, we do see him with some of the best boxing in UFC. Reason being, he keeps everything very tight. So for instance, when he throws an overhand, you don't see the hand pull far away from the head and then launch through. You see him lead with his shoulder and at the last second, throw the shot. And everything is leading from here as opposed to hands first. And this keeps everything for him very short, very sharp, and allows him to keep himself defensively sound. He actually said he is somebody who trains like a boxer when it comes to hands. He doesn't go, I'm a mixed martial artist and I'm going to train with mixed martial artist hands. He goes, no, we look to Canelo Alvarez. In particular, how do we become a great striker? We look to guys like that and we train like them. So very interesting for a mixed martial artist not to make adjustments to his hands, but it is working very well. So I say many of the MMA fighters out there can use that as inspiration. This is something that I did years ago as well. I went, okay, I want to fight for a big kickboxing belt, but I'm going to train my hands like a boxer. I'm not going to change a whole bunch of things in terms of when you see a boxer throw their hands. I'm not going to try and go, okay, there's kicks involved, so I have to do other things. Just boxing is the fundamentals of great hands. You don't need to look beyond that to get really good at executing those straights, those hooks, and those uppercuts. So I'm very much looking forward to UFC, is it 250 Freedom coming up this weekend. Ilia Topuria versus Gaethje. Gaethje always a massive threat, but I'd have to lean towards Topuria taking this by KO, probably in round number 1 or 2.